All right, Yosh. Welcome to the Steins Gate episode 11 review. We're doing episodic reviews, core notes based on the essentials of the episode, the meat and potatoes of the episode, and we're managing to get these to last about the actual time frame of the episodes, or more. This one looks like a little less, but chances are we'll probably be able to make it last quite a while. So let's begin. Okabe last time helped Suzuha. She wants to send a D-mail, but he sent one back to keep better tabs on her and not let her leave. She needs to find her father, and that got resolved. He posts under the name Barrel Titer on the Time Travel Forum, and she's going to stick around for a while longer. I'm wondering if I forgot to note something down. I think I did, but just in case, I don't want to be spoilery, so I'm not going to say it. Dang it, I'm unsure. Anyhow, nonetheless, let's continue. 2010, 8:10 at 1500. Suzuha is tasked to distract Mr. Braun so that Okabe can continue doing experiments. Suzuha really fails. The TV in the shop shuts down, and Okabe figures out, they stumble upon that they can turn on and off the experiment with the remote and find that it acts as the lifter for the microwave. So the downstairs TV is the lifter, and that explains the time frame of why it would only work on certain hours. Mr. Braun beats up Okabe for the ruckus upstairs, the chaos. Always looking like an earthquake going on. Okabe tells Makise of the lifter TV, and she concludes it makes sense with it coincides with the shop hours, essentially. So that part of the puzzle was solved, and more will probably be solved as well. Makise finds that they can't send a physical body back in time, but data they can. Perhaps they can send their memory, theoretically, as data back in time to themselves, a sort of time leap device. So they need to convert the memory to data somehow. Mayuri wills they stick just with the D-mails and not do time leap stuff. Okabe reveals whoever would time leap would retain their memories, and others would not. So it's kind of similar to the D-mail with Okabe remembering, but anyhow. Mary says she'd cry if she was, didn't remember the things others did who used it. Mary runs off spotting Moaka. Tuturu Mayushi des. Or Mayuri des. Moaka asks if they dropped the time travel thing. Mayuri reveals they're still... Blonde moment. Hello, you don't spout off to outer circle people. Mayuri reveals there's just full throttle, mouths off. Oh yeah, we're still doing those experiments, and now we're doing a time leap with people's memories. You've got to be kidding me. Some things in some shows are a little frustrating. Moeka asks of the time leap. What's a time leap? What are you guys up to? What is that all about? I need to know. Okabe explains it to her. Just give her the info, I guess. And then that Moeka stare. I am telling you, she could glare through anyone. Just stare a hole through them. Good gravy. They're a bunch of bakas. Later on, Nei hugs Mayuri, which is quite nice. Who knows if Nei will be a bigger part of Steins Gate Zero or not. They did exclude something from the show, but I would like to see it implemented, and yet at the same time not. For folks in the know about it, due to the visual novel, you know what I mean. So Suzuha talks to Okabe. Nei apologizes to Okabe for her father being rough to him. Mayuri is to cosplay, so she runs off. Suzuha walks off. Anyhow, I'm trying to get it spot on, but Suzuha starts walking off from Okabe. And some people thought she looked pretty decent in her athletic attire. I don't think any of us are complaining, but anyhow, Suzuha starts walking away from Okabe, referring to Makise Kurisu. She says, she works for CERN. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That kind of a moment, ooh, tense, hype-worthy moment, a revelation. So that might explain her bias. Suzuha, for some reason, believes that Makise works for CERN. She gave us an info drop, a piece of information. Now, what on earth is Okabe supposed to do now? We've trusted her. We've trusted her this whole time, and she knows everything. So Okabe tries pondering this, and he trolls Makise for being on the internet forums and knowing internet terminology and memes. That's enjoyable. Them teasing each other, taking verbal shots at each other, kind of playfully. It's quite nice. And Okabe just straight out just throws out the elephant in the room, because there's all this tension. He just throws it out there. He tells Makise Kurisu that Suzuha had told him that she was a CERN spy. Whoa. Probably not the best to toss it out there like that. Good grief. With him knowing such info, he could have better observed her to see if there was any fishiness at all. But now that she knows, she could counter it somehow. She could be much more cautious. So it's baka. And I think she easily or swiftly denied such. But Makise had Okabe go get parts for the Mind Leap device that they are in hot pursuit to forge and create. Not Moeka. You darn autocorrect. Makise, at this point, opens up to Okabe and tells him about her father hating her. Not good. Not good. It's as a scientist. It's on a scientist basis. He hates her as a scientist. He is a physicist, and he loves or she loved his talking, his speeches, all that. She understood it better later on in life here, and she began writing sciencey papers and getting awards and stealing his spotlight, and she wanted to work together. He was a core component of influencing her in this direction. So she wanted to kind of be a tag team, and have it be both their thing. She, however, in excelling in this field, destroyed and undermined his papers, his theories, his potential, and pointed out his mistakes and errors. Oh boy. So it ruined his career, but propped her career up. He got angered and teed off, pretty reasonably so, but it is what it is. He got teed off, not only at her, but everyone, the whole field, everyone. And the last thing he said to her was rather harsh words. I think in the dub they use a swear, B word, but I forget what the English sub is, the Japanese dub, what wording it used. But I think that's the case. That's just what I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. And so Okabe now knows that's why she was dragging her feet, and the stuff prior that was alluded. There's more depth here. Very good thing to follow up on a later episode on things that were hinted at in a previous episode. Very good with the writing. You can hardly find better with writing. Oh man. Alright, so, but Makise loves the sciencey stuff. She loves to test things and all that. Then we get a in Kyoma moment. And Okabe wills to fix things with her father. See, he has not used the time travel for selfish gain. He's helping everyone near to him and what they want. It's pretty interesting to think about. Pretty interesting. Okabe wants to fix things with her father to help her. And he wants to go see him someday. To Aomori, which is, I guess, where she thinks he's at or something. I don't know why I wrote that, or what that means, but anyhow, must be a location. Or wait, did it autocorrect to something and it was America? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. We'll just skip over it. Makise used... Makise is used to Okabe's trolling, but he is, here he's being very, kind to her with wanting to fix things, the relationship between her and her father. Mayuri carries stuff to the lab and is exhausted. Okabe ate Makise's food from the fridge, despite her putting her name on it. And he trolls her of the name Christina. which is just a grand part of the show. Him and her verbal feuding, just kind of playfully, verbal jabs. It's just good. Mayuri arrives to the lab with cosplay and sleepover type stuff. Okabe is forced to go out shopping, grocery shopping for the sleepover. He needs to get some minor replies, and while he's en route to the store, I think he gets an email from Makise with demands, and Mayuri and Makise purposely go elsewhere in the lab to take a nice warm shower or whatever while Okabe is away. They purposely are taking advantage of the time he's away. Now, this is where it reaches a peak, an absolute peak. This went too far for me. It hit my weak spot. I still wouldn't have wanted them to include it, even if it wasn't my weak spot. But I would still think they went overboard here a bit. So Okabe's out shopping. His mind is on fine things, and he gets emailed. He checks his email from Pat GHQWSKM@9s with no subject. Quote, "You know too much." End quote. And then attached is another image. LO3RS1TKD.PNG image. This is just disturbing beyond compare. Really. I never want to see this scene of the show. It's that disturbing. And it is a dang haunting image of a seemingly bloody decapitated doll head of sorts, which is a mondo threat. So not only last episode we got "I'm watching you" type of a deal, now it's "you know too much." So last time someone, at least one individual, is trying to stop what's going on with them and time travel at the lab. "I'm watching you." Someone knows what's going on, everything. So a mild threat. Now this is that's mild to moderate, really, and this is moderate to very heavy. And oh man, Okabe, as anyone would be, beyond terrified, that would be a moment where you would want diapers, okay? You would want a diaper. You would want to depend on Depends. It's just one of those moments. It's one of those moments. And that's one of my weak spots. I do not. People know. People should know. I don't like dolls. I don't like dolls. I don't like mannequins. I don't like them. Any tidbit. I don't like them at all. I don't like them. I don't want them around. I want them to stay the heck away from me. I don't like them. I can't stand their eyes. Nothing about them. Which a very old soap opera-y show really was the root of me getting creeped out by him. it's not that bad, but still, I don't want him. I don't want nothing to do with him. But it was where this person turned other people into dolls or something, and that just absolutely freaked me the heck out as a younger bugger. So you know too much, and you receive a bloodied, decapitated doll head as a threat. Now, granted, the blood is probably ketchup, but still, that part of the show, I just cannot. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I can remember it, and I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it again. I don't like going over that part of the show. It's just it went too far, in my opinion. That is too far. And keep this in mind. Think about this. People said Steins Gate 0 is darker. A bloody, decapitated doll head as a threat? You know too much. And Steins Gate 0 is darker? Oh, goodness. No thanks. Please no. It's just like jump scares and screamers and garbage like that. Oh, no. Anyhow, so Okabe is out of his mind, terrified. Anyone would need new pants at that point. So you get a first threat, now you get a second threat, and now you're getting the message. Okabe quickly drops all the groceries, starts running for the lab, terrified of anything happening to those close to him. He calls. He throws a call to Mayuri, fearing for her in particular, her first. That was his priority, or that was who he thought to call first. Anyhow, obviously, when you have the fight or flight response, it's just whatever. So he was running for it, but he managed to think fairly well to call her up to help on the timing of their safety. So he managed well under lots of pressure, and he just flees like lightning to the lab in panic. And the art style was really the art style change here was wondrous. They like took all the colors away and like dramatized the outlines of everything as he was going to the lab. It's almost I don't know. It's I don't know. It's almost because they didn't have to do that. So, were they trying to get it across to us what Okabe's perspective was necessarily like, that certain things just kind of were just not there. He was focused on something very specific. All the colors gone. He had his focus on something very specific. Everything else was out of sight. There might be some little bit of symbolism or his perspective type of thing going on there. I don't know. Or maybe it's just something they thought it would be cool to do, art style wise. So he makes it to the lab. he finds it empty and dark. But there's a little bit of minor noise coming from within. He explores. Indy finds his way, flies open the door to the bathroom, where Mayuri and Makise are showering, bathing, whatever you want, however you want to word it. Which there is the fan servicey portion of the show. Yeah. So you get a great anger from Makise and sheer disappointment from Mayuri, thinking Daru would do such, but not Okabe. And Okabe is just phased and terrorized out of his mind. It's like he just got PTSD or something. And I think they pick up that there's something different going on here. So, but their initial assumption would be, he got tempted and he was bacon. But yeah, that was the a fan servicey type moment, and I'm pretty sure there's always that group who want, that kind of a thing to be just squeezed out of a show, to be in there somewhere of a certain character or all the female characters or something like that. It didn't show criticals, but it had some degree of a fair degree of skin, let's say. And then people would probably want kind of different angles and shots and all that. We only got one shot angle of Mayuri and Makise there. Anyhow, so Okabe is just phased. And Daru at the lab, unexpectedly, he wants to remotely log into the lab's PC from... He wanted to log into the lab's PC from his house, but finds they are already connected to CERN. Already connected. As if CERN purposely left it open for them. When you're not expecting the door to be open, but you have a red carpet type of a deal. That's some sort of indicator. Boy, oh boy. So it seems like they're falling into the pit here. Makise, of course, being cautious, wonders if CERN are hacking into them. Future Gadget Lab. If it's the other way around, what's going on? Okabe is just terrified because he knows what they don't know. He got the threats on the text or email or whatever. Okabe is terrified. It could really be CERN that is giving the threats to, that are sending the threats to him. And then it shows you once again that just haunting image on his phone. He's like shaking and it just comes up on the screen. Oh, and then when Makise wanted to check out what's going on, but Okabe keeps the dangers to himself, hidden from the others. He doesn't want them to know how deep they have dug themselves in. Yeah. So, that's that. That's the episode. Oh boy. Well, lots of moments this episode. It is just heating up. It is really heating up. We are starting to boil here. Goodness. One more and then we'll be halfway. with these episodic reviews. That'll be nice. Not that I can even upload them. The internet's trashier than the North Pole. So, favorite moment? Probably I like the heavy moments. I like the heavy, dang, significant meat and potatoes moments. Suzuha talking about Makise working for CERN. I liked that moment. That was very good. And I think we have to, because somebody's going to have it be a favorite moment anyway. Okabe walking in on Mayuri and Makise bathing. I'll go with that moment as well. And I think by default we have to go with the haunting threat that was made. Not necessarily the image, but the haunting threat overall there. I think they went overboard with it. But I think that's a fair critique. And Steins Gate Zero going to be darker? I'm looking forward to Steins Gate Zero, but man, I do not want it to go too dark. I can understand dark to a degree to be more of a mature audience target and that sort. And I do appreciate that. I love darker anime with a serious tone to it. But it can go too far for me. And this episode did indeed go too far. So, I don't like dolls. And I know other people don't like dolls. So, anyhow, let me know your thoughts on your favorite moment of the episode. And if you wanted a little more service from Mayuri and Makise, I'll just say yeah. Because I know other people are going to say yeah. And hopefully we get a little bit of that in Steins Gate Zero. Hopefully we get a little tidbit of service. Because they did in here. So chances are they will in there too. So let's hope for a different angle, shall we say. Alright. So, or maybe one of Ferris. I don't know. But please no with Ruka. Please no. No thanks. I don't need tramps. No thanks. Ruka is a dude, but right now on the show, Ruka is a girl. Alright. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more. I will see you up ahead. We got one more to do this setting, so I will see you up ahead. So always take care cool.